If you are a professing Christian, then you should take the Bible as it is. As it is. Hello, everyone. Madayaw and Shalom. So, yes, I'm making another Bible content because, well, the hour is late. Not the literal hour. You get what I mean? So, okay, let me just tell you guys what set me off on this prophecy. Watch. You guys feel it in your bones sometimes, right? Like something's coming. And I suppose in the back of my head, I really did feel it, but you just can't grasp it. Like, end of the world, it's already coming in my generation or the next. It's that late of an hour already. So you're like, huh? But what really, really, really pushed me, and I went to a lot of, Bible content videos and stuff. What really, I suppose, really set me on this path, like, yep, it's the end times already, was actually 2024 Paris Olympics. And you guys will be wondering, huh? What does that have to do with it? It's that opening thing, where they had that weird Last Supper of the Trans, and they had that weird Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse that they said wasn't the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. But whoever was doing that was doing it deliberately to provoke. And let me tell you, they really were doing that to provoke. And then after that, it's this videos of the CERN thing also popped out. And, well, I suppose because of that, the algorithm said, "Oh, now you're ready to like look at prophecy content," and then it started to show me stuff, and then of course I had to pray, and I'm like, "Okay, Lord, if this is your way of showing me things, because I can't really interpret dreams, you're gonna have to really hit me over the head. All right, fine, use the TikTok and the YouTube to hit me over the head with it." And then, well, I suppose God just rolled with it and just gave me a lot of Bible content. And so I started with Nolan, and then from there Heisler, and yes, also Gary Wayne, Chuck Missler, and then recently um, Ken Hovind, and all others, especially Prophecy Watchers, Mondo Gonzalez, L.A. Marzulli. Yeah, I'm deep into it. Some people think I'm in a cult. I'm not in a cult. I'm just not in a church. So I'm going straight to the Bible. And when you go straight to the Bible, you're going to have to take it as it is. You have to, it's an all or nothing thing. It cannot be just, okay, so one of my sisters said it's just, more of a suggestion. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. The reason why we get so confused is because there's a lot of mistranslation and things lost to context. And that's the reason why I am relying a lot on a lot of Bible content, because I don't know Middle Eastern customs, especially ancient Middle Eastern customs. And when you find out what those are, it makes these Bible stories not just stories, it makes them fuller, richer, and like, oh my gosh, there's something more to it than that. And if we want to really understand prophecy, you need to understand the context behind it. Because here's what I realized. I know I like to read a lot of extra biblical things like Enoch, although Enoch is questionable why it's not there. First Enoch seems very canon. Here's the thing about Bible books. Every book in the Bible is a prophecy. Okay? It is a prophecy. A lot of them will point to the end times, and many of them pointed to Jesus' coming, and of course, the destruction of Jerusalem. Both destructions. Um, I've realized that yes, Judith and Tobit, those books are not quite canon. They are a very good source of inspiration, though, and they're actually very good books to teach children because they have lessons in them. It's just that they don't point to Jesus. All books point to Jesus because he is the main character. I think I've tackled this in a previous video, in which I said we're doing everything wrong because the main character of your life isn't you. The main character of your life should have been Jesus. And if you don't believe in Jesus, that's the problem, isn't it? So now I'm not going to shove him down your throat. Somebody pointed out to me, that's not my job. I'll share what I love. I'll share what I know. And so I'm sharing what I know. There's more to the Bible than we realize because we don't get context. Now, when you think, why is the whole humanity damned just because lousy Eve took the fruit, ate it, and gave it to Adam, and Adam ate it? There is a lot of things wrong with that, okay? It's not just the fruit. Yes, it also is the fruit, but not just the fruit. It's everything that happened during and after. Okay, so when Eve got deceived by the serpent, fault number one is she listened to the serpent. Remember, that serpent is not a snake. That serpent is a Nahash, a sorcerer, the crawling one, a shining one. He might have been a cherubim or a seraphim. He is an angel, a bad one, walking around the garden, not a literal snake. He might have some snakish form because that's a description. Nahash is a description. However, Satan or Shaitan is his proper title. Okay, that's not his name either. It's his title. And that title is prosecutor. Okay, he was looking for something to accuse humankind because he cannot accept that Adam and Eve will one day rule over the angels, the principalities, and the powers. Why would these insignificant humans, okay, fine, they have God's image, but they don't have powers? What do they have? Nothing. Thin skin that breaks easily, feelings that can easily be, let me prove to God that these guys are stupid beyond measure. There you go. He tempted them. So Eve listened to the snake instead of Adam because the command was given to Adam, not Eve. The command was given to Adam. She wasn't born yet. So next, Adam was beside her, and this freaking dude here saw like, oh look, she didn't die on eating that fruit. All right, I'll take the fruit too. That's his sin. So number two, he compounded it. And number three, he compounded his sin even more by doing the blame game. Okay? So then when God, of course, God sees all this. And he comes down and tells them, where are you? That's rhetorical. He already knows where they are. The thing is, that was where the actual separation happened. When they heard the sound of God in the garden, instead of saying sorry, instead of, owning up to the sin, they did the blame game. They hid. They hid. So the separation happened. The heart broke. When we were all aligned with God, it broke into pieces when Adam and Eve hid. Then they did the blame game, then all of the above happened. Okay, it's the reason why we had to hang Jesus on a cross, is because he had to replace the fruit that they took. So not only did they steal the fruit, they ate the fruit, they did the blame game, and they broke God's heart by separating themselves, by hiding. The moment they hid from God, they can never turn back until somebody mediates. Why? Because the moment they broke that connection, sin entered the world. And it wasn't just Adam's consequence. Even the beasts of the field had to share the consequence. Why? It's Adam's fault. But that's the nature of sin. Everyone gets into this. Damayan, kumbaga. Okay, so I hope you guys can understand this concept to it. And there will be a lot of context behind it. And there's a lot more to it. Promise. It just won't fit this video that I'm doing. So I'll make more content, hopefully to make you understand more. So madayaw everybody, and shalom.